Oh, there's so many people on the internet today telling you how to, make money on the internet. And then when you buy something or try to sell something on the internet, you say, well, I don't got any sales. Nobody came to my website. And then you find out there's a lot of people telling you how to market on the internet, right? So you can't sell anything on the internet unless you learn all the secrets and special keywords and handshakes or whatever the hell it is, to sell on the internet. And all of that may or may not be true. You just have to be careful of all this stuff because they're making money out of selling you that. I mean, the best way to do any of that stuff, say, okay, you help me with selling it and I'll give you half the money. If they're going to share the money with you, then that they say that you could make, then that's the way to deal with anybody who wants to help you with a class or with buying ads or anything. But short of that, because there's so many people don't know what the hell they're doing, that they'll give these people money and they don't need to maybe share with you. No. But that's how I made money, is by sharing. But there's another way to do it, is to learn. And if you want to learn it, the nitty gritty about all this, to be an expert yourself or to sell your own things, there's other ways to do it than giving somebody $8,000 that you don't have. Excuse me. Because you may get suckered into coming up with loaning the money or credit card and giving it to some people and still not, solve your problem. So before you do that, and I don't think you should at all, but anyway, there's other ways to do it. One is by every state has training money, job training money. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, depends on what kind of business you're in or what kind of business you're trying to get in or whatever. So there's all this training money that you could apply for. So you can get like an $8,000 grant to pay for a course instead of you paying for a course. Okay. So how do you find that? Okay, that's part of the, see, look at this website here. It's part of the Department of Labor, and it's called the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. That's where all this training money is nowadays. So what you have to do is find your a local office for this at your state and local and county level. So what you do is you Google, and it's another Department of Labor website. It's actually called careeronestop.org. So if you Google right now, find local career one stop. Find local career one stop. You'll find this page, and what they have there is a place for you to put in your zip code, and you'll find a place near you. Okay, now what do you do there? Okay, you call them and say, don't say you need a grant. I'm looking for training money. I'm an entrepreneur or whatever. I'm interested in what's available for training. And that's all you mention, because you want to get belly to belly somewhere, and you want to listen to them, what they have. You don't tell them exactly what you want to do. Be a little vague. You just need to be trained for this business. And so you listen to the kind of help they have, and then how you could fit into what you want to do, because there may not be in the words and everything you say. So if you say something word, I want $8,000 grant. Well, number one, they don't have grants, and number two, maybe who knows? But something for some reason, that kind of business. So no, you just keep quiet and listen, because they may give the school $8,000. They have a school that's already paid, and they get the money, but you get the training for free. So there's all different ways. So just call, make an appointment, and listen. Okay, how else can you learn? Okay, you go to Google and let them teach you. Man, they want you to spend money like hell, right? So they have a free course, that how to teach you to spend money on Google. Can you imagine that? Now just think, if Target had a course, here, let's take this 2-day course on how to spend money at Target. Jeez, that's what Google does. They teach you how to spend money with it, because they make all their money on advertising, right? So they give out this free course on how, because the more successful you are at spending money on advertising, then they're going to be more rich and more powerful and all that kind of stuff. So it's a crazy world we live in, but people do that. So why spend $8,000 to figure out how to make some other company, to give some other company your money? That doesn't sound right to me. But anyway, that's what reality is nowadays. And here's another good thing. With the Google, you can get an ad certification. So you take these courses, take the test or whatever, and you get a certified Google ad person. So now, if your business goes to pot and you can't make money out of it, well, you go do this for other people. Have other people Make other people's businesses go to pot. No, because it may be your product or whatever like that. So that's a way to learn. Or even do it for other people for free, so you can learn how to do this more and get experience. So don't use your own money. After you learn from Google, say, okay, I know this stuff. Let me do your ads for a week or two and see how that goes. So many people would love to do this ad stuff, but they're like you. They don't know how the hell to do it. So if you're 2 weeks ahead of them, you're an expert. That's what's so neat on all these new technologies or whatever. That's why I was in the computer business back in the 70s. And actually, I was teaching a college course at one university and taking the same course at another university. So I just kept my students a week behind. So it's all supply and demand. So because now there was nobody else to teach computers. So I was the closest, the best thing they had. And so now you need a PhD in computers to teach it, right? Not then. So it's the same way that internet advertising. You just need to be a week ahead of somebody else. Yeah. And now you're an expert. That's what's cool about the world. Thank God it's changing. Otherwise, we need a PhD in everything. And that would be boring as hell. And Facebook's the same way. You can take a free course on Facebook and learn how to do that. Now, for some reason, they want to give you a certificate and they charge you for getting the certificate. But the course is free, so you can really learn. And then you either start a business by doing the advertising for other people, because it's going to be better for them. You at least have a 6-week course ahead of you. Or in front of them, but they have, and they don't have time to learn or whatever. So you start your own business in marketing like that, or for your own stuff, and find out if that works and how to make it better. Okay, now that. So that's more free ways. Now here's a great free way. It's called Meetups. Meetup.com. meetup.com. Now here you put in like marketing. Okay, there's like 50 places, groups within 25 miles of me that meet up once a week, once a month, or whatever on internet marketing. Cannabis marketing. Well, that's interesting. Product marketing alliance. Digital marketing workshop for small businesses. See, this is where you learn for free. These are free courses given by people who've been in it a month, a year, or maybe a day longer than you, but they show other people. This is what the industry is like, and this is what's neat about the industry. You don't have to know bookus. You just have to say you do, and the people around you are a day behind you. That's what life is about, keeping the other people a day behind you. Now, another thing about Google Ads is that think about grants to nonprofits, and also students can learn to get $10,000 as a student to advertise for a nonprofit. So that means nonprofits could also get $10,000 to advertise their stuff. Now, who the hell is going to give you $10,000, like $120,000 a year to advertise? and that's cool stuff. So that's why there's unique ways to do everything in life, and you have to know the options. And if you're going to Google and finding help for marketing and everything, it's all these people who are a year ahead of you and know all the buttons to push in your head that you want to buy them because you don't know bupkis. So finding out what bupkis is all about and get a little knowledge before you spend any money on marketing. Try it yourself, whatever, because otherwise you're just going to be pissed away. I mean, I've spent millions of dollars on marketing, and half of it was wasted. But I don't know what half, and that's the other thing. So if you're, new at this and you're marketing, the best way is not to spend any money marketing. There's too many other ways to do that. You start learning the marketing little skills yourself and testing and getting feedback, using social media that doesn't cost anything, to do videos on YouTube or Facebook or Periscope, and all these places you could advertise for free and see if anybody's interested. Or you work with other people. That's it. Somebody already has a website and people come into their website and say, hey, put up my little ad on your website and I'll give you half the money. That's how I made most of my money in advertising. It's just sharing it. Don't pay ahead of time and get no orders. Get an order and give somebody half the money. Or you want to give them more or less, up to you, up the deal you make. But that's the best way. Man, I was losing so much money in doing direct response advertising on TV and giving the TV stations what they want, and I'd be losing money all the time. Then I figured out, hey, they have a lot of advertising they never sell. Who gets that? And I said, okay, if you don't have a place, anybody crazy enough to pay that price you're charging for the advertising, I'll give you half the money we make. And see, on the internet, there's an easy way to check, because you check where every order had come from or whatever and give that person half the money. So if they believe you could make a lot of money on their website, say, great, I'll spend $1 million as long as we make 2 million. It's easy. So you want to make $1 million with me? Great. Let's go to it. And that's why as a young business or new, you can't afford that, and it's risky. Advertising is the most risky thing you do. And the only knowledge you get are from people selling you advertising. That's stupid. You can't live like that. There's other ways to live. So start learning yourself. There's always a free way to do it. Well, I went to what's called a meetup the other night. I don't know if you go to meetups, but go to meetup.com and put in the kind of group you're interested in. And these are free meetings of people who are interested in the same idea, like clubs, I guess. But actually, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than taking a seminar, like if you want to be a real estate investor or you want to start a business or a nonprofit or all these kinds of things. Because these are people that give you advice for free, who've done this for the last 6 years or 6 months or 6 days, and they're way ahead of you, and you learn. Well, actually, I went to one for nonprofits, and they were talking about using cryptocurrency for fundraising, actually getting cryptocurrency for fundraising. And after listening to this and doing a little research on it, I say, man, this is an untapped resource. Now, what I do now a lot is help people start nonprofit organizations. I show them all the sources of money for nonprofit organizations. Okay, well, this is a source of money that nobody else is using. And they're not going to find you. So you have an untapped universe now of people who are rich, because people who are into Bitcoin and have extra to invest in or to put into nonprofits, man, these are all young people. You're not going to find an 80-year-old doing this stuff, but you go to the traditional foundations and all these kinds of people that give money to nonprofits to start or to grow. They're just old, established people who can't even spell cryptocurrency. Yeah. And these young people get excited about your idea. Yeah, here's $500,000. Yeah. And so it's a way that nonprofits are just learning about this. And I think it's an incredible opportunity because it's new. If people aren't there now, that means, it's supply and demand. A lot of people aren't chasing this money, so it's easier to get. If more and more people are chasing, like you go to the traditional sources, like in the reports I send out to people looking for money, are things like the Foundation Center and other sources like this that every nonprofit uses. So I'm always trying to find stuff that, hey, people aren't there much now, and that creates a better opportunity. So this is like an untapped demographic market for nonprofit funding. And but you got the cool kids, you got the old established people looking for old ideas, but no, you got a new idea, will most likely be more interesting to somebody who has a bunch of Bitcoin money sitting around, they don't know what to do, than somebody who has 100 shares of IBM or something like that. So that's it. So here's actually there was a speech given by a nonprofit, they're a for-profit consulting group, but they're part of an nonprofit incubator that helps small cryptocurrency companies that want to start in the cryptocurrency business. So that's another thing. You're interested in getting in the cryptocurrency business, whatever that is now, I'm not really sure. But there are incubators that give you help and money and things like this to start. Okay, so they're part of this, and their company, it helps nonprofits take advantage of this. Now, what I'm not saying is, they're nice people and a bunch of nice young guys and progressive, but their service is really for bigger nonprofits. I would suggest if you're not a medium size or a big nonprofit, you probably don't need to spend the money on them. You could learn it yourself because it costs nothing to test it, to see if there's something Bitcoin for you before you start giving money to some consultants who promise you that they'll do everything. But here's about Bitcoin. Okay, the first thing was neat. They explain the difference between them. You have Bitcoin, you have cryptocurrency, and blockchain. Okay, Bitcoin is the actually stuff that you get. It's a dollar bill, but not a dollar bill, it's a Bitcoin. So that's the currency. And there's lots of different currencies than Bitcoin. So there's other ones that are out there. And actually Facebook just is going to start their own. So you could trade in Facebook, cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin is one kind of cryptocurrency, which is all these different kinds of ways to pay for things. Okay, blockchain is like the banking system for all this. So it's not some fat cats on Wall Street doing it. It's a software program. It's not at all. Just like as Uber got rid of the hotel companies, a lot of them, many or whatever, they're disrupting it by giving hotel rooms without a hotel. So this is letting you have money and pass money around without having a bank. Now that's pretty cool. So that's what that is. Now, how many people use cryptocurrency now? Okay, now that's interesting data. There are 40 to 50 million global users. So in other words, that 40 to 50 million. Now there's like 350 million people in the United States. So 40 to 50 million people that are using cryptocurrency. So that means they have a cryptocurrency account and they do it. And they say it's the largest cryptocurrency exchange, that's where you exchange the money, it has 25 million users. So it's a big pile of people already. Okay, now how many people? Okay, we covered that. How much money has been donated? So how much cryptocurrency is donated to nonprofit organizations? Okay, and it's estimated now, in hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, it's a big piece of change already. Now, like the Pineapple Fund, this is a nonprofit organization that invests in nonprofits, but just with other people's cryptocurrency. And they did 56 million, charitable, which is another clearinghouse of this stuff, 100 million, another one, 125 million. So check these out, if you're interested in doing it. What are some of the major nonprofits that accept it? So, hey, it's only the weirdos who are taking this cryptocurrency stuff. None of the established people. Nonsense, man. The established people are starting to get into this. Lupus Foundation, Human Rights Foundation, United Way, UNICEF, Pencils for Promise, Donors Choose. That's a cool little nonprofit. Mercy Corps. See, they're all accepting donations in cryptocurrency. Okay, now why should you accept a donation in cryptocurrency? Well, here's the reason: because it's cheap for people who own it to give you money. They don't have to pay taxes. See, if they invest in something, say stock market, and then they have these stocks, and they get $100,000 from the stock, then if they give you the money, then they have to pay capital gains, okay? They don't have to do this with, there's no capital gains. So if they have an extra $1 million in cryptocurrency, they could just give you the $1 million in cryptocurrency. You put it in your wallet. I'll show you how to do that for nothing. And then you exchange it, within minutes into real dollars, and it costs you hardly anything, but they don't pay taxes. So this is a way for them to give assets, that to groups that they think are important, without having to pay any taxes on the money they made, okay? So this is what goes on a lot now in our country, is that people get tax breaks for giving away money. So here, if you find people who have cryptocurrency and they made money in the cryptocurrency business. See, there's a lot of millionaires. I mean, people lost money a lot too, but people made it. So those people that made money in the cryptocurrency, they could give you that money and not pay taxes on it. See, now that's cool. So you're getting money you don't even know you could get. They didn't even know you wanted it. That's the problem. They don't know who to give this money to. Okay? So that's why just having this would be important, that knowing that people could do this. And then see people, if you find the people that have cryptocurrency and ask them for the money, they're going to be more hip people that be interested in your idea instead of some stodgy old, 200-year-old family from New England who has a foundation. They're only going to give it to Microsoft or something like that foundation, and not to some little, no-name startup that you're not even sure what the hell you're doing yet. this is more likely, I think, and more of an opportunity for people. Now, here's the group at the beginning, and this is all the notes you see here is from the seminar I was at, and that's an organization that helps nonprofits. And mainly, one of the main things they do is get you software at discount prices. And so that's a reason to do it. Other thing, they have meetups in about 70, 80 cities, I think, around the world, where they help nonprofits grow. So they want to help people. Now, here's the other thing. Here's the people that the consultants that help do this for you, and they're called the Thriving Block, as in blockchain, the thrivingblock.com. And there's some links for them, various things, Twitter, email, their website. And if you want to subscribe to their newsletter on cryptocurrency, the thrivingblock.subtract.com/subscribe. Well, you get that. Now, the only thing you really need for anybody here's the NetSquared website, netsquared.org. Tells you about them. If you're interested in nonprofits or whatever, maybe good to know about them. And here's the Thriving Block website here. They have some interesting news in here about cryptocurrency and Bitcoins for nonprofits and some extra thing. But more importantly, what you need, all you really need to get Bitcoin to you, somebody to give you their Bitcoin, is called a Bitcoin wallet, okay? And here's a video here on YouTube from Coinbase. Coinbase is the major wallet to have. It's sort of like an account. It's that you're having your own Bitcoin account. So if you open up a Coinbase wallet or any kind of Bitcoin wallet, people can put their Bitcoin into your account. And then when you watch this video on YouTube about the Coinbase one, you see how you also have a US account in real dollars, a dollar account. So you could take your money and just transfer it into dollars, and poof, you got dollars in a few seconds. So that's cool. And you could do that, and that costs no money. But the consultants seem to me to do is help you find where these people are who have the Bitcoin. They seem to be more wired into that. Organizations where they hang out. You got to find out where they're out, and the mailing list. You can do a lot of that work yourself, and may want to test it out yourself to see if there's any interest in an organization like yours. So it costs you nothing just to go out, get a Bitcoin account, get a Bitcoin wallet for free, and then just start reading some articles how to find people who have Bitcoin to invest in your nonprofit, okay? And that's what it's all about. You start learning it yourself, going up the learning curve. If you're gonna, I don't know what they charge, but it's gonna be thousands of dollars. And it's silly to do that unless you have the money or whatever. But if you're tied to money, start learning it yourself, and you can. Tapped into you, and this is going to be growing. It's like radio and or TV in the 50s. When TV came in, they said, "Oh, radio's going to be gone." No, it's not gone, but TV grew, right? So this may happen like that. So it's always start learning something new, because you never know what's going to happen. And now there's at least a big enough mass. People are giving money. You have hundreds of millions of dollars going to nonprofits this way. So why not you? You only need, what, $500,000? You only need $10,000? Well, somebody just made $1 million in Bitcoin, so they could give you $10,000. That's nothing. That's pocket change, right? But you got to know where they are. You got to be able to accept it. So that's what the thing is. Knowing. That's right. Information is power. So if you join Lesko Help, that's the kind of stuff we talk about. The new stuff, not only the old stuff established, because that's not going away. That's still big, but it's the growth that's important. So that's why I love telling people about the new ways and the growth ways, because when you're on the upturn of a wave, man, that's fun. When you're on the downturn of a wave and it's going away from the beach, that's not too much fun, is it? That's what so much of our society is. Old and tired and going away from the beach because it's a shrinking market. Find the new ones that are going up. They're a lot more fun. Well, I think I really found something I'm going to keep doing for the rest of my life. I mean, this work I'll probably do for the rest of my life, but how I'm going to do it, I mean, it's evolved, over the years for me. I helped Fortune 500 companies at first, and that's what they taught me about. Oh, I think they're after me now. You hear that siren in the back. Uh, and then I did reference books and all kinds of services or whatever and training. But now the group on Facebook group seems to be really touching with people because I'm able to take your problem and solve it. Here are the websites that help any problem you have in getting money or funding or solving a financial problem. And what's neat about it too is that then I get sources and I share it with other members for free. So here are 5 free reports. I've got about 25 of these now. So if you're a member, you could go on and ask me for any of these. And actually, just ask me for anything because I probably have a report. If I don't, I'll make one. Yeah. And then we can share it with other people. So here's one. But somehow, if I show you something that triggers your mind, I think most people like me, you don't know what to ask for. That's why I used to wear question mark suits. And now, I don't know if you realize, I got hearts on now. So it's a little different. Because your heart has to be in it. This is why I'm now wearing suits with hearts on it. The information is important, and you have to ask the right question, but your heart has to be in it. So here, if you're a member or you just want to know the kinds of stuff you get as a member, here's a report, the first 3 steps to take to get out of any financial jam. So I've been studying this stuff for 25 years, so I'm able to boil it down, actually closer to 50, to tell you the truth. I'm able to boil it down to significant places to start. Now, they may or may not help you, but that's the place to start. I don't want to give you 500 places, which I can't, because they all have potentials. But after these 5, then we go back and do more. Or how about this? 4 organizations that give you free help to start any business, any nonprofit, or any invention. So you're going to see people on the internet's going to charge all this kind of money for you. They don't do that. You don't have to. There's organizations that do it for free. Yeah, that's like getting love from a hooker, isn't it? These people do it for love. Yeah, and only because you don't have to pay them. So that's why. And it's a nicer relationship, I think. But I'm biased. It may not work all the time. Who the hell knows? To me, you have to try it. Even if it's free, you have to try it. Just don't bitch and stuff about not being able to do something because you don't have money. No. Here, try these sources and try free. There's 25 websites in your state. I got a list now for every state to help you apply for money to get a better job. And that's what it all. They're in every state. It's federal money that goes to the state and even the county. So I'll send you a report just for your state for all that. How about free money and help for caregivers? Man, my wife should know about this because she's taking care of me. I got some back pain from exercising too much and working too hard and moving us last week. So now I'm suffering as an old man, back pain, neck pain, all kinds of stuff. So it'll eventually go away like everything. You live long enough, and that's the key. Living long enough and doing what you really want to do in life, solving those problems. And that's what Lesko Help is about, is showing you alternatives to solve problems. It's not going to be stuff that tells you everything. You need money to go to bank. No, if you need money, that means the bank doesn't want to give you any because you need it. They only want to give people money who don't need it so they can make sure they get it back. But see, government programs, no, this is for people who can't get it anywhere. Same with nonprofit organizations. So that's a big piece of our economy that people aren't using because they're not advertising, and that's the important part. A lot of them, like nonprofit organizations, 90% of them don't even have websites. That's right, don't even have websites. So that's interesting. So that's what I do, show you about these things. So here are these 5 items. Go and if you remember, log in, tell me which one you want, or make one up if it's not there, and let me send it to you. Okay. Now it may take me a day or 2. And my other fault now at my age is I forget. I forget stuff. So beat on me. If you don't hear from me in 2 days about something I promise you or whatever, just beat on me. Just yell. I don't care. I just want to help you, and I have limitations, particularly with brain power, at this stage. So I forget stuff, and I'll count on you to make me better, okay? Because you're going to yell at me and slap me around, keep me in shape, okay? That's what it is. So I could go out and jog 7 more miles today. Oh, I don't think so yet, but soon I'll be back on the road. Well, I bet you didn't know that you could make $15 an hour, or even more, taking care of a loved one or a friend. And so many people in this country do it for free. Yeah. And when you do that for free, what happens is that you're not counted in the economic statistics, like how much stuff we're generating, in America, part of the GDP. If our economy is growing or not. You working for free, taking care of a loved one isn't counted. You getting paid, that's counted, and the government will pay you. Now it's different in every state. It's state, and I went through a friend who was trying to do this for her grandmother, helping her, and she needs help, and, and just made one phone call, and they've started on the paperwork and everything, and they'll know another week or two, if this will happen, and it looks like it probably will. And there's a county program that we have where we live, and a state program. So one of those is going to work. Yep. And she'll be able to get paid taking care of her mother, which is her daughter's grandmother. Yeah, because so many people now don't take care of that. And here's a good website I found. It's called ARCH and then respite, RESPITE.org. ARCH respite.org. And in there it has stuff for, it's a resource center. And there they have a state-by-state listing of the kinds of things that are helpful. And I have a report here. So if you're part of Lesko Help, just ask me and I'll send you a copy of this report. It has this website, has training videos in it and everything. It's only for members now. So if you want to join, you just have to join Lesko Help. There's also what I have in here is it's a nonprofit that sends you on vacation because you're taking care of people. So you get a break. They call that respite care. And there's a lot of organizations at state level and other places that give people a break because they're taking care of people. And this is very important. If we don't have people taking care of people, what are we going to do? So to me, the caretakers are more important to take care of than the sick people. Because if we don't have a caretaker to take care of them, then we're really screwed, right? And then I show you about the elder care hotline. This is another one. If you're helping seniors and whatever, it's 800-677-1116. 800-677-1116. You can call for anything. I called once. My mother wanted to divorce my father. So I called him up there, got her free legal help. She yelled at me because she wasn't serious. She just wanted to blow off steam. But I'm a guy. You tell me to do something, I'll fix it. I don't listen. I just fix things. And that's the difference between us. So another thing, how to use 211 and stuff like that. Remember, Let's Go Help. This is the kind of thing, hey, I don't get paid. I need more money to take care of somebody in the house. Well, here's a way. It's always an unusual way. That's it. What I try to do, that's what Let's Go Help is about, is show you unusual ways to pay for stuff that you didn't think you could get paid to do, or there's money for it. That's it. It's all these alternative sources that never, that don't advertise, so you can never find them in Google. But you could find them in me. Well, this article today I read in the paper led me to believe, gosh, why did anybody should feel guilty about not paying their student loans when the government is giving lawyers some of that money that should be going to students, but the lawyer's making $400 an hour and one-day trips for $6,000 in Vegas. That's right. It's just crazy. I don't think the lawyers that are not, for justice. It sounds like they're for immorality. So we have, remember Superman, when I was a kid, he used to say, truth, justice, and the American way. Well, I think now it's greed, injustice, and the immoral way. That's what seems to be the bottom line of most of our society now, or at least the people that make a lot of money at it. I'm sure everybody doesn't think this way. But here, look at this article. You have a chance. It's in the New York Times today, and they're seeking $1.2 million after college change collapse. So this is a for-profit university that went belly up. They were getting all this federal money that they would give to students, and now they're not even giving to the students that they already applied for. And like there's a story, an example in there of a Vietnam Iraqi vet with 6 kids who was taking an online course for this and was supposed to get $6,000 to pay rent and things like that. But They gave that $6,000 to a lawyer to go to Vegas for a day. He spent $6,000 in one day. Like, this is first class, and you see his Uber bills were like 10,000, not 10,000, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy what's going on. And that's why student loans, I mean, most of us want to be responsible, but when we see leaders doing stuff like this, why should we be responsible? We feel like suckers, not responsible people, when people are just gouging the system like this. Yeah. And they say it's legal, or yeah, legal, but is it moral? That's the important part. And that's Argosy University. That's one of those private universities that went out of debt. That's why I would just stay away from any private college that you may be tempted to. It's just not safe. Start at the junior college and go on. But I also have another, if you need help with your student debt, here are the places to go. Don't go online and try to find people that help your student debt, because they're just going to make money out of it. There's so much money in student debt because the government threw a lot of money at that. So that's why all the sharks are out there trying to get a big piece of the pie. But no, you don't want to go to that. That's why you don't want to go to people charging $400 an hour. I'll show you here. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people that are specialists in helping people with student loans that don't charge anything. Shh, don't tell us that. It's for free. Oh, better. Right? So here, there's the student loan ombudsman. Take a screenshot of this so you have all the phone numbers and the websites and whatever. Consumer complaint at the consumerfinance.gov. Your elected official, Student Borrower Protection Center. Now that's it. See, these are ORG people. So they're all nonprofits. They're not making money out of you. See what these people are doing, making money out of the system. Yeah, I guess it's legal, right? But what about morality? Where does, as long as it's legal, it doesn't matter? I don't know. You don't feel good, do you? Oh, we shouldn't. Certainly somebody do. I mean, greed is a nice thing once in a while, but it shouldn't be an ideal. What's your ideology? Well, I'm a Republican. Oh, I'm a Democrat. No, I'm a greediologist. That's your ideology. Yeah. And the Student Borrower Protection Center, Predatory Student Lending, Student Loan Borrowers Assistance. So those organizations, nonprofit organizations, to help you with this for free. And that's what you want to do. You want to collect the data from the best sources out there, and just don't go on their website and see what they do. No, you contact them, email them, phone call them, all that. That's the only way you get anything of worth value of significance in researching, is by going belly to belly. So they know you as a person or whatever. And so the best thing. These are people who are spending so much. It's sort of like hiring a plumber. He's fixed 500 toilets. You're going to fix the toilet the first time. Maybe you get it right, maybe you don't. But particularly if it's complicated, you probably aren't. You're going to spend 5 times much on tools, so maybe cheaper. But these people don't even charge, so you have to go to them, right? That's your first stop for anything, and that's what Lesko Help is about. Show you how to get free help. There's organizations, government offices, and everything that do stuff for free that people out there are charging. I mean, I'm not saying they're all bad or anything, but if you're short on money, why throw money at a problem, which means you don't have money? Now you'll just have less money trying to solve the problem, right? So you could find sources that don't charge you money to solve your problem. Man, yeah, that's the name of the game. And that's what we're about at Lesko Help. And it's a closed Facebook group. Let me help you if I can. It's very reasonable. I don't charge $400 an hour. Really, this lawyer charges $400 an hour. That's like $800,000 a year. $400,000. You ever see that ad in the Yellow Pages or wanted pages? $400 an hour. Wow. And actually, I know I live in Washington, D.C. Lawyers like that's nothing. Yeah. That means somebody else is making a ton more money to be able to pay them, or somebody else is getting screwed, right? So that's what it has to come from somewhere. Somebody's getting a deal, someone else is getting screwed because it's not fair, right? So let's, I think, not, become, greed, injustice, and the immoral way. Let's have a truth, justice, and the American way. Okay, now there's some recent data coming out that shows that the average American is going to be hurting more financially this year than last year. Actually, if you look at the data, okay, Trump tax cut. Okay, here's from, now let's go from, actually the bottom 60% of taxpayers saved an average of $400. Now, if you're above the bottom 50%, in other words, the top 40, you save thousands and thousands of dollars. But the bottom 40%, 60% saved about $400. Okay, so now, so that was nice, right? Not really as nice as you think. That wasn't $400 you need, because the tariffs last year that we imposed on China cost the average family $400 a year. So you made $400 there, you lost $400 here. And what they project, because of the new tariffs that are being added on, it's going to be $800 this year. So now you got a tax cut of $400, you got a tariff increase that's increasing what you have to spend when you go buy goods and services, because so much comes from China, is going to cost you $800 a year more. But what I found is a course you could take for free that shows you how to, on the internet, make up to $1,800 a month. That's what people are making on this course. And it's set up by the government out in California, San Francisco. I got a link to it. So club members, just ask me for this report, and I show you not only that free course you could take, but I got about 100 websites where you could make money, on the internet without costing you anything. So this is money on the internet where there's no hassle, no costs, no worry about getting paid. And that's what the gig economy is about. Now, a third, like 35, almost close to 35% now, of all the people in the workforce are making money this way in the gig economy. So I'm trying to teach people more about this stuff. This report is available for free for Lesko Help members. If you're not a member, it'll be available for sale soon. So let me know in another week or two to make sure, encourage me to get it up on my store. But if you want to join Lesko Help, that's www.free.lesko.com/LeskoHelp. And that's a closed Facebook group where I individually help everybody get government benefits they don't know they're eligible for. And that's what it's all about. I send you free books like this, websites that only give you money. It's a place on the internet where the only websites you're going to find are people that give you money. You go to Google, any other search engine, all you're going to find are websites that want to take your money, okay? So let me see if I can help you too, okay? I've been doing this for 40 or 50 years. I'm pretty good at it, if I say so myself. Well, I'm not the best because nobody is, but I guess I am the best around. But I still make a lot of mistakes. So let me try to help you. Well, here's something I bet you never knew you could ask for. Like when you go get a flu shot, and your arm hurts and it hurts your arms. Well, you can ask for $200,000 and even more. There is a special government program that gives out that kind of money when you get flu shots and they hurt you. Well, actually, this is it's a compensation program they have for vaccines. And flu shots are a vaccine. There's an article in the New York Times about it if you're interested in it, because they have a lot of good data there on measles and how many people really, don't want to get measles shots and whatever. And actually the data from this organization talks about the measles there in this article. And it shows that 1 or 2 people out of 1,000 die after they get measles. Okay, so you got 1 or 2 people out of 1,000. Okay, only 2 out of 1,000,000 who get the shots are harmed by it. So you have 2 out of 1,000,000 versus, I'd say 2 out of 1,000 that are dying. You get 2 out of 1,000,000 that are getting hurt from the shots. Everybody said, "Oh, I can't get a shot; it's going to get hurt or something." Now looks like from this data, you're going to die. But more importantly, of the claims, 2/3 of the claims in this program, that give out money because you were hurt by vaccines are not from measles and kids' disease. No, it's from grown-ups getting flu shots, and mostly seniors. So you got to know about that stuff. Now, here's the program. Okay, it's a National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. Who would have never known? Oh, can I call? Where's the National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program? Well, that's a government bureaucrat term, right? So you'll never know about it. And that's why information is so powerful in our society nowadays. And this good kind of stuff was never advertised. So the average person doesn't know it unless they have some hotshot, Washington lawyer lobbyist who charges $500 an hour to find this stuff for you. So, and I just do it for $20. But more importantly, if you're looking for more like this here, what I put together is a list of missing money offices that you have in the government. There's about 18 sources of money that is unclaimed. And it's at your state. I have it. I show you. The IRS has unclaimed. Actually, they have, like $25 billion there for people who don't know. State tax returns, they have unclaimed money. There's more Treasury Department savings bonds that people haven't claimed. Maybe somebody in your family, FDIC from banks, dividends, stuff like that. People haven't, claimed for years, maybe tens of years, or even longer. Pension guarantee. How did you know you had pension when you were a kid and signed up with some company and worked for a while, and they put a pension on you? You didn't know. You're a kid trying to make money for the weekend, and you're out of there when you quit. So your pension is still sitting there. Veterans benefits, you didn't know that. Unclaimed wages, that's right. So you left early on a job, but hey, they forgot to pay you 3 days. Well, that's sitting there collecting interest that you collect. But nobody knows. Bank failures. How many people you don't know about banks that failed that you had some money in, or whatever? Credit union failures, same thing. Securities and exchange people that screwed you, actually, out of the SEC. Damaged money, you can get that replaced if you have a dollar bill that's, you have at least 50% of it. Mortgage money, that's another. You paid for mortgage insurance, and they're sitting on money. Lots of people have that money there, in the past. Missing treasury bonds, you forgot all about. So all these things are there. You want a free copy if you're a member of Lesko Help. It's our wealth book if you want to order the book. But members at Lesko Help, get this report free. I'll send it to you. Just ask me for it. But more importantly, if you don't do that, know about the vaccine compensation program, okay? Something to put in your free money arsenal. Right? So now you know, and you're a superhero with getting super free money of the government. Well, it's really your money, right?